Welcome to On the Line. I'm Christine Williams. Coming up, building job resilience. Stay tuned. During tough economic times and with job losses being announced, people get scared that they might be next on the chopping block. Such a fear can rapidly morph into unhealthy stress and anxiety. Well, there's only one thing certain about life: uncertainty. But the good news is we can make the best out of every situation. Today we're discussing ways to invest in yourself. For example, engaging in lifelong learning, taking the right initiatives and chances, improving your work performance, and if you do find yourself on the downsize list, well, all isn't lost. So how do you dust yourself off and succeed in a whole new direction? Well, joining me today to talk about all that is Michael Rosenberg. He's founder of the organization Flexible Thinkers. He conducts business workshops and is author of the book Extreme Career Performance, and there's another one there, The Flexible Thinker. Now, our lines are open for you to call in at any time, so don't be shy. We love to hear from you. Michael, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Christine. I appreciate it.
Michael, let's start talking about the economic climate. I mean, it's going to produce fear in people. We're already seeing it. We're already seeing interviews in the paper with people saying they're planning on cutting back spending. I mean, it's there, Michael.
Well, you know what? It's always been there, and it's cyclical, first of all. There's always going to be a demand for talent. There's always going to be a demand for people who can solve problems, who can think differently, and can be innovative and can really handle the situation. The interesting thing is that, you know, this is actually the time when more millionaires are made than any other time.
Wow.
Because you got to remember is that even within our lifetime, which isn't that old for either of us, you know, we've already gone through how many economic downturns? You know, we've gone through the dot-com bust of the 90s, late 90s. We had, the stagnation of the late 70s, early 80s. And so what happens is of course, that's a way that our economy recycles itself.
Now, during times, again, of uncertainty like now, because, again, we're being told, and these are the kind of words we're hearing, the Great Depression, it's returning back to there again. When you look at the future, well, what does that look like? It's looking grim when you look at the stock market and so forth. But you said something key, and that is to do with people that are marketable. And I think that's your emphasis today, making oneself marketable. Is that fair enough to say?
That's very fair. And marketability is not just in your skill set, because your skill set can change. Because,
interesting.
I mean, think about this. Think about all the jobs in the last 10 years that did not exist 10 years ago. I mean, and so there are going to be a whole bunch of jobs coming up on the horizon that don't exist currently. I just remember I worked through university, and I worked for a large computer company, actually. And what I never forgot is that they used to have, this was the end of key punch operators. And the people who used to do those cards, well, now that is a position that no longer exists.
That's right.
And so, you have to take those skills and you have to be adaptable and to be flexible. And so when you start to do that, then you can adapt your skill set in order to meet the demands of a new economy.
You're out there in the business world, you're doing seminars and so forth. When you look at the demands today, we're hearing it's no longer sufficient just to, suppose you decided to enrich yourself, go to university and graduate, it's no longer enough. There's specific skill sets that the job market is demanding today.
Well, they demand people who can solve problems.
Yes.
And I mean, we'll play this little game with the orange and everything, and just to think of yourself as in that category. The idea is that, the problem we have with the economy, and the problem we've had with Wall Street, I think Jack Welch actually said it best. There's a lot of mediocrity on Wall Street, and he said this 10 years ago. And, with GM and all these buyouts with the